Hello students. So students, today we will discuss about chapter 8, that is how do organisms reproduce. So today we will do the revision. Okay. Now what is reproduction? It is the biological entity or it's the biological process by which a new individual organisms which are called as offsprings are produced from their parents. Reproduction is the fundamental feature of all known life. Each individual organism exists as a result of reproduction. There are two types of reproduction, asexual and sexual. Asexual reproduction, where the organisms are produced by a single parent. Here the male, and since there is no male and female parents, so male and female gametes are not contributed. The male and female gametes are not present here. The male and female gametes do not fuse, and so the offspring is produced by a single parent. Whereas in sexual reproduction, the male and female gametes are contributed by male parent and the female parent, and it involves the fusion of the male as well as the female parent to form zygote, which results in the formation of a offspring. Okay. Now we will discuss about types of asexual reproduction. Different types of asexual reproduction are fission, fragmentation, budding, vegetative propagation, regeneration, and spore formation. What is fission? During sexual reproduction, a parent cell divides into two or more cells. Okay, so that is fission. Fission is of two types, that is binary fission and the multiple fission. What is binary fission? Binary means bi, two. So here one cell divides into two, and it is generally observed in protozoans like amoeba. You can see in the picture, first picture you see amoeba. Okay, this is the amoeba. Now here what will happen? First the karyokinesis takes place. Karyokinesis means the division of the nucleus. First the nucleus divides and then the cytoplasm divides. The division of the cytoplasm is called as cytokinesis. Now you see here in picture 2, the nucleus will elongate. And you will also observe that slowly the plasma membrane, it starts deepening. Okay, then in figure 3 you will observe that the nucleus will divide and the plasma membrane will deepen more. Okay, and each of the nuclei will move to the opposite ends. Okay, which will form daughter amoeba after the division of the cytoplasm. And ultimately what will happen? The plasma membrane will deepen more and the cell will be divided into two, and both the cells are called as two daughter cells, as you can see in picture 4, and each cell will have nucleus. So this is binary fission in amoeba. Multiple fission in plasmodium. Plasmodium, you can see here in plasmodium, this is a single cell, and here this nucleus of the cell will divide into two nuclei. Both the nuclei will again divide into 4 nuclei. 4 nuclei will divide into 8 nuclei. It will continue. So what happens here? A single nucleus undergoes repeated division, as you can see in second picture. And what will happen? Then each nuclei, the cytoplasm gets surrounded, or the cytoplasm surrounds each nuclei, and a small membrane is formed around each nuclei, and it forms a very small cell. Okay, is it clear? And in this way, large number of daughter cells are formed inside the plasmodium cell, and it will develop the cyst wall, a very tough cyst wall. Cell will develop a tough cyst wall, which will help the cell to tide over unfavorable conditions. When the favorable conditions will return, what will happen? The cyst wall will break, the plasma membrane of the plasmodium will break, thereby releasing the daughter cells in the air. Now we come to another type of asexual reproduction, that is budding. What do you understand by budding? Budding is a type of asexual reproduction in which a new organism develops from an outgrowth or a bud due to cell division at a particular site. You see here hydra budding. It takes place in hydra. It also takes place in yeast. You see in hydra budding, in one picture 1, you see a small bud is can be seen here in the lower side of the stalk. Okay, so first there develops a small outgrowth, and this outgrowth is called as a bud. Again you see in picture 2, this outgrowth will grow. Okay, in third picture, this outgrowth will develop the organs which is present in the hydra. Is it clear? And after some time, the bud will get detached from the parent hydra and it will exist independently. So this is budding in hydra. Now see the picture budding in reproduction in yeast by budding. Now what will happen? The yeast cell, this is a single yeast cell. Yeast is unicellular, as you must be knowing. The single yeast cell, at one end a small bud develops. You can see in first figure, and then this bud grows. And what happens? Here you will see the nucleus also elongates and nucleus will divide into two, and you will also observe that here the plasma membrane will deepen. When the nucleus will divide into two, then one nuclei that will move into the outgrowth, and slowly the plasma membrane will deepen and it will divide the single yeast cell into two. Okay. Now here what happens, children? This bud which is formed, okay, this is a new yeast cell. This is called as a new yeast cell. So after what happened, it gets detached from the parent yeast cell and exists independently. But sometimes what happens, the process of reproduction is so fast that the newly developed bud, it does not get detached, okay, and there only the new buds are formed. So it appears to be a chain of buds. We come to another type of asexual reproduction, that is fragmentation. Fragmentation in multicellular organism is a form of asexual reproduction in which an organism is split into fragments, and each of these fragments develop into a matured, full-grown individuals that are identical to parents. Okay. Now here you can see fragmentation in Spirogyra. Spirogyra is an algae. Here this is a Spirogyra. It is made up of simple cells, and what happens, sometimes by accident or sometimes after the Spirogyra cells mature, what happens, it splits into two, and Spirogyra, it contains a chloroplast, it has a chlorophyll. So it splits into two, as you can see here, and after splitting into two, again those splitted parts are called as fragments, and these fragments again grow up into a new individual. So that is fragmentation. Now you come to regeneration. Another type of reproduction, asexual reproduction, is regeneration. Regeneration is a natural process of replacing or restoring damaged or missing cells, tissues, organs, and even entire body parts to full function in plants and animals. Scientists are studying regeneration for its potential uses in medicine, such as treating a variety of injuries and disease. You must be knowing that lizard, it can replace its damaged tail. That happens by the process of regeneration. So regeneration takes place in planaria, hydra, and starfish. You can see here in planaria, the planaria, it divides into two. Okay, you can see in the figure, and again what happens, both the parts, again it gets regenerated and a full grown planaria is formed. Okay, you can see here it's divided into two parts, the upper part and the lower part. In the upper part, again the lower part is replaced. Okay, it can be regenerated and a planaria can be formed. And in the lower part, again the upper part can be regenerated and again the planaria can be formed. You can see in hydra also same thing happens. One hydra, it's split, it's divided into two, and then again the two parts can be fully regenerated. Then when we come to another type of asexual reproduction, that is spore formation. Spore formation you have studied in your lower classes also. It's a method of asexual reproduction. It generally happens in non-flowering plants such as fungi and bacteria. In this, the parent plant generates thousands of spores which individually grow in a plant. These spores are microscopic and round in shape and grow in suitable conditions. You can see spore formation here. Generally it happens, you must have seen in bread also sometimes, in humid weather a fungus grows over the bread. First the fungus is, you will see a white cottony mass appears on the bread which slowly turns into black. Actually it's a fungus and its name is Rhizopus. Now what happens here in Rhizopus? Here you will find that this cottony mass, you can see here down there is a large number of hair-like structures which are called as hyphae, which are hyphae, single they are hyphae, but in cluster they are called as mycelia. Okay, below the roots are there, the fungus, it grows over the bread, and these hyphae, which are the hair-like structure, they penetrate, they move inside the bread. Okay, and this group of hair-like structures or the hyphae is called as mycelium. Now you will see a hyphae grown upside. This is called as sporangiophores. And these sporangiophores on top has a round structure, you can see here, which is called as sporangia. Okay, when the Rhizopus initially it is white in color and the sporangia is also white in color. After some time, sporangia turns black in color due to the formation of spores and the spores mature. Understood? When the favorable conditions return, or at the favorable condition, the sporangia burst, releasing the spores. And when these spores fall again on the bread or the suitable substrate and the conditions are favorable, again the process is repeated. Okay. Now we come to vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is the asexual method of plant reproduction that occur in its leaves, roots and stems. So it takes place generally in the vegetative parts. Vegetative reproduction, when it takes by leaves, its example is bryophyllum, it can take place through stems. Okay, its example is onion, garlic, it can take place by roots. Okay, carrots example by, it can also take place by buds. Is it clear? You can see here in the picture also, in the buds the example is rose. There are two pictures are there and you can see both the pictures. So vegetative reproduction takes place by different vegetative parts of the plants. Okay. Now we come to sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants involves the production of male and the female gametes. Male gamete in flowering plants is pollen and the female gametes are ovules. The transfer of male gametes to the female ovules, that is called pollination. And after pollination, when the pollen grains or the male gametes land on the female part, that is the pistil, and the pollen grains, they go inside, there is a fusion of the male and the female gamete, that is called as fertilization. So here first there is the production of the male and the female gametes, then the male gametes are transferred to the female gametes, then there is the fertilization of the male and the female gamete, and then the new organism is developed. As you can see here, the main germ cell, that is the pollen grain, it has landed on the stigma of pistil, and this pollen grain, it bursts and a long tube called as pollen tube is formed, and the nucleus of the pollen grain divides into two, which are called as the male germ cell or the male gametes. The pollen tube pierces the ovary and it enters the ovule through an opening which is called as the micropyle. Here the pollen tube, one of the main germ cell fuses with the egg, which results in the formation of a zygote which forms the embryo, and the another male germ cell fuses with the secondary nucleus which forms the endosperm. So here the ovary forms the fruit, ovule forms the seeds, and inside the seed is present the embryo. Okay students? Now, so we will do till here. Okay, now it is very, very important, students. Reproduction in human beings, that is very, very important topic, that is in on page number 135, 136, 137, 138, 139. So try to read these pages on your own. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. But students, please don't leave it. Okay, please study thoroughly. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can contact you.